So I feel like expressing this and giving God the glory and doing this in my life. Something that I'm starting to see and realize more and more. Have you heard be the friend that you would want for yourself? Or like do unto others what you would want them to do for you? Well, it's like I've always needed a friend. And God became that friend. I was in such a deep need for friendship. And I always just felt like with most people, I was just like tolerated, or I had to bring something other than my presence to the conversation. I just didn't feel safe with people. But with God, it's like He met that in me. Because I didn't feel like I had anywhere else to go. And I went to Him, and He has become that friend. The friend that I was always looking for. For whatever reason. I don't even know if I blame the people. I think God kind of set me up from the beginning. And it seems to be His MO that He will take what hurt you to then become healing, a resource of healing for those around you. Because I have this desire now to have those spaces with people where they know that their presence is enough with me. And it's not something I have to act. It is a miracle that God has done. It's like He has loved me in the driest place. And from this dry place, it's now overflowing. It's beginning to overflow, and I have that for others. I didn't know of these things. I'm coming to know of these things right now. And what I've asked for myself, I think the most is compassion. And I think that He has been giving me that. And there's something about when you ask something for God for yourself, it ends up being a blessing to others. It's like it starts to overflow. Because I am receiving the compassion and the love of God in a very specific dry place in me. A place where I have been hurt, misunderstood, and in need. Wanting a friend that I didn't know was possible, because I always thought there was something wrong with me and that I needed to bring something else other than my presence to conversations. I don't know what that is. I guess I've just felt harassed in my mind for the longest time. And I go to God and He's like, I will be your friend. I will show you it is safe with me, just your presence. And more than asking for God for anything else, I've said, I want to know your compassion for me. I don't want to be like, this is right or this is wrong or how can I do better. I want to know, why is it that I responded this way? How do you see it, God? I want to see how you see it. And it's like He's had me fall in love with the way that He sees me. Because it's not just me, it's the way that He sees humanity, I'm discovering. Because from that same place, I'm able to love others. And I desire to love others in that way. What I like to see about other people is what He shows me. Because it's so unique. It's so precious. It's so beautiful. It's what He has showed me about myself. Something about love, it just spills over. And I think this is very good for us because especially in the church where we feel like we're supposed to act like a certain way. This is not that. It seems to be in a place of hurt. In your need, in my need, I have come to Him and He has answered my prayer, but He has overflowed that place. And now it's my delight, it seems, to want to be the friend that I always wanted for myself. But not needing anything from the other person and being delighted in saying, your presence with me is enough. Because that's the friend that I would want. You see, I've become the older brother in a way to my younger version self. The younger version self that didn't think that his presence was enough. And didn't feel welcomed. And felt misunderstood. So it's like I don't I don't need an exchange anymore. It's not because I'm super great, but God met me in my weakness and he has filled my cup, it seems. And now I value this space with people. I feel like I have a lot of love to give. I also come from having this predisposition to distrust people. And so I'm just like, God, I don't know how to work. I don't know what to do with this. And I feel like he's just slowly kind of integrating me back into society or something. But I'm seeing how he was the friend for me in my place of need, where now there is a grace to be a friend for other people and see them personally and intimately and uniquely like the Father has seen me. It's what I want. It's what I desire. And I'm finding that the hurt seemed to have been by design, because the healing was by design. And the one I am becoming is not a generic one who just holds spaces for people, but I'm becoming who I was always meant to be. This resource of where I was once hurt, now there is healing. I give from this place. And so when I see other people that just feel like they're not enough, and that their presence is not enough, and just very self-critical, I feel for them in a way that is supernatural, because God has come into that dry place in me, and he has met that need, and that need has overflowed. And now I'm just like, there's so many people in the world that feel misunderstood and feel like their presence isn't enough. And I was like, I want to be that for people without it being a strain on me, because I know that I'm limited and I am human, and I also have my own shit in a way of like, I'm kind of walking in a new way. It's kind of scary because most of the relationships that I've had with people haven't lasted and they've hurt. And it makes a lot of sense because I guess God said, I'm going to reset your life in your 30s. And so everything couldn't stay the way that it was. But that's very confusing for the person who's constantly going through things and finding that nothing lasts. But in nothing lasting, I've gone to God and I said, hey, are you going to stay with me? And I'm finding that I'm growing in that confidence that he is with me and he is for me. And he is the friend that's not trying to get me to be any kind of way with him. And now that's the way I want to love people. That's how I want to love them. Because I think that's the most authentic thing that we can actually offer other people, is to love them the way that Jesus has loved us. Specifically, to comfort those the way in which God has comforted me, has comforted you. So that it comes from a resource that he provides. And it doesn't come from us trying to fit some kind of mold or draw from our own strength. I was like, I don't think that's good. Because there will be a time, it seems, that you will be in need and not have anything to offer except your presence. But that's the place I want to be with people. Just be like, it's okay. This is enough. Sometimes it's just good for you to just receive. And I know how uncomfortable that is. Because you feel like you've needed to add something to conversations. Your presence wasn't enough. I understand. But the Lord has done this in me. Because I was there. I know that hurt, specifically. But now the hurt has become healing. And this is how love seems to flow out of me. And I'm like, this is the best thing that could ever happen. Because it's genuine joy to want to give in this way.